What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Greetings and salutations, everybody. Y'all hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. So, it's come to my attention that the famous YouTuber No Life Shaq is in some hot water over his support of Drake and Party Next Door's new album that came out, right? And I'm finding out that, the people are enraged at Shaq. They're enraged with him because initially, when Drake named No Life Shaq and other reactors in his lawsuit against UMG, Universal Music Group, and all of that, Shaq was going off and basically was like, he never rocking with Drake again. Drake is terrible for this. He corny for this. I even heard that No Life Shaq put his son in the video, and he was telling his son never to be like Drake in his life, never to be a man like this, that, and the third, and so on and so forth. And then I'm hearing that when Drake and Party Next Door released that album, Shaq was acting like it was the best thing since sliced bread. Like he was losing his mind. He was calling it real R&B. And they like, Shaq, you acting like you just this big R&B connoisseur, and we've never seen you react to R&B on your channel hardly ever. So how can you act like this is real R&B and you just this huge R&B connoisseur when we've never seen you support it on your channel for real? We never seen you react to it. And then you're contradicting yourself. You went against everything you said. You said you're not rocking with Drake again, and now you're back rocking with him and acting like this album is the best thing in the world. So people are now figuring out that Shaq panders. No Life Shaq panders to whatever crowd is popping at the time. He goes wherever the wind blows. This time he just miscalculated the direction that the wind was blowing in this time, because he thought, I guess he thought that if he would have acted like the album was the greatest thing in the world, he would have got a lot of supporters, and his channel probably would have grown a little, even more than what it's already at. His channel is at an enormous level, right? And so I'm assuming he thought that, hey, he can grift once again. What do I have to say about this, y'all? I don't really care about his support of Drake's album and all of that. That's not something that people should have left Shaq over, because I'm finding out that people are unsubscribing from his channel. He's getting a lot of criticism. He's getting a lot of pushback in his comments. You got other YouTubers making videos exposing him due to his support of Drake, when he's acted like he was never going to support Drake ever after No Life Shaq himself was named in a lawsuit against UMG that Drake has. But that's not something that Drake should have been, that No Life Shaq should have lost support over. No Life Shaq should have lost support a long time ago, with how he had become an apologist for anti-black racism. For real. To me, him and a lot of other black YouTubers, they figured out the cheat code. And I'm not talking about all black YouTubers, because it's a lot of dope black YouTubers out there getting to it and doing their thing. But it's a lot of big black YouTube channels, like big black YouTubers are, YouTube channels that are black content creators and their channels are enormous, their views are enormous. A lot of them realize that anti-black conservatives run YouTube, and they pander to anti-black conservatives at every turn. Individuals like, what's the dude named Tyrone Magnus or whatever his name is? You got Stevie Knight. I hope I'm saying Tyrone Magnus. I think that's his name. Stevie Knight, the Cartier family, No Life Shaq. All of those channels pander to anti-black racists, for sure. Anti-black conservatives, 100%. And to me, it's corny. I knew Shaq was on BS when he reacted to that Adam Calhoun song called Racism. Adam Calhoun is a white gentleman, right? All in the video, Adam Calhoun is using the N-word. I'm talking about dropping the N-word like a motherfucker. Like, for real. And Adam Calhoun tell everybody he from Chicago, and all his little fans holler out, he from Chirac, he from Chirac. As a Chicagoan myself, South Side to be specific, white dudes like Adam Calhoun just don't be walking through the South Side of Chicago like that. They don't just be all through our neighborhoods like that. There are some white people on the South Side of Chicago, yes, sure, but they are scarce. They're scarce, scarcely put. They might be in Beverly, certain little cuts in different areas, but he acting like this Duck Dynasty looking white dude. They just popping up all through the hood and just posting up all through the hood, hollering out the N-word. That shit is not realistic. He can't just walk through Chicago hollering out the N-word with no type of static. He's going to get static. He's going to get met with static if he hollering out the N-word like that all through the Chicago streets. And he know that. He paid some dudes off in that video so he can say the N-word and all that in front of them. He paid some buck dancers, some buck dancing black folks to allow him to say the N-word in front of them. And he did that video, right? And I remember when Shaq, No Life Shaq, was reacting to that video, and he's hearing Adam Calhoun use the N-word like over and over again. And he's like, you know, shoot, man, look, obviously the black people around him, they not mad about it. So shoot, you know, I mean, shoot, I think he, you know, I think he real with it. I just think he being real. I just think he being true. I think he just, you know, shoot, hey, I ain't got no problem with him. I ain't got no issue with him. And that's Shaq's whole vibe is racism doesn't matter to me. I let racism roll over my shoulder at every turn. Racism is not an issue. It's not a big deal. You know, hey man, hey man, it's just words, man. You know, I don't let it bother me, man. It's just, you know, I'm so used to it. I'm numb to it. You know, it's just not a big issue to me, man. It's not a big problem. It's not a big issue, man. Racism is not stopping you from achieving anything you want to achieve in your life. So why do you talk about it so much? That's that anti-black conservative script. He reads straight from that anti-black conservative script. He talks just the way an anti-black conservative person wants black folks to talk. He wants to be a good old boy for them. He liked the fact that they pet his head and tell him, good boy, Shaq. Good boy, Shaq. You downplay racism at every turn. I like that. I like that in you, Shaq. Keep it up. And Shaq does all that pandering to anti-black conservatives and anti-black racists who can't stand black people. He panders to that crowd in order to get that attaboys. Attaboy, that's Shaq, man. Hey, man, I love you, Shaq, man. Shaq, man, you're a real one, Shaq. You're a real one. Hey, man, Shaq, man. Hey, man, hey, man, I really like you, man. Shaq, man, you got good vibes, man. More people should be like you. If all people were like you and didn't care about racism, and didn't care that white people said the N-word, and didn't care that anti-black conservatives dog whistle and talk down on black people, if more black people were accepting of it like you, everything would be better in this society. He likes that. He likes that, and he plays into that because it helps to grow his channel. It helps to grow his channel. Now, in that same Adam Calhoun reaction, Adam Calhoun, while he's saying the N-word left and right, he also starts to talk about, you know, these stereotypes of black men, like about how black men, all of them stand in front of the liquor store, all of them selling drugs, and all of them, you know, just full of degeneracy, right? And Shaq, in his reaction of this song, No Life Shaq stops the video and says, hey, what he's saying is true. It's true. 80% of the N-words that I know, they ain't got no job. They stand in front of the liquor store all day. They selling drugs. They got 4-5 baby mamas. They done been to jail. They ain't doing nothing with their life. They don't take care of their kids. Huh? Are you serious, sir? You really gonna talk down on your people, throw your people under the bus, and denigrate your people in order to keep amassing an anti-black audience? Are you that sick in the head? Are you that goofy? Are you that clowned out? You're going to give credence to negative stereotypes of your people in order to get attaboys and pats on the head, and in order to grow your channel. You're willing to sell your people out and down talk your folks, your people, black folks, in order to grow your channel, in order to seem like you're one of the good ones. All right, get the fuck out of here, dog. Like, for real. And I remember when people was like taking up for him, when other YouTubers were calling him out for doing that. They like, hey, Shaq talking about his environment. That's what he grew up around. That's all he sees. So that's why he thinks that, because that's what he grew up around. That's what he sees in his everyday environment. And if that's all he sees, that's all he knows. And that's why he said that, you know, because that's all he grew up around, those type of black people where that's all he sees. I say, y'all gotta knock it off. Knock it off. I'm not one of them black folks that fall for bullshit where you could just tell me you can piss and tell me it's raining. I'm not one of them black people. Sorry for stuttering, right? But yeah, like I don't care if he grew up around nothing but degenerates. With the internet and social media out here, There are enough examples for you to see of upstanding black folks, black men, black women, to know that black people are not riddled with degeneracy. That's all we stand for. And Shaq was out here perpetuating a narrative that all black people, we're full of degeneracy. When he was reacting to that Adam Calhoun racism song, he was basically backing up Adam Calhoun's stance in the song. Now, Adam Calhoun was trying to angle it like, I'm not saying that black people are full of degeneracy. I was just speaking from the white male perspective of looking at black men and thinking they're nothing but degenerates. But yet he was speaking down, talking black folks. He's one of these MAGA conservative rappers. First of all, conservative and rap is oxymoronic. That shit don't even go together. Conservative and rap and MAGA and rap don't go together at all. But Adam Calhoun is one of them individuals who will try to say, I'm not saying these racist things. I'm just speaking up from the perspective of, the ignorant white person who doesn't understand that all black people aren't degenerates. No, he's saying that black people are those things. He's just not courageous enough to stand on it and say, this is how I feel about black people. So Adam Calhoun is trying to mask it by saying that I'm speaking from the perspective of the ignorant white person who doesn't understand that all black people in the hood aren't degenerates. No, he's speaking against black people and down talking black people and using the N-word, and he's trying to mask it by saying, I'm not saying this is what other people think. He's trying to frame it in that context to get away with doing it. Okay? And I'm too smart to ever think he's not belittling black people and clowning us out and calling us degenerates and disrespecting our people. And Shaq played into it and he let it rock. He got on his Morgan Freeman, because Shaq does that a lot. No Life Shaq should have been got called out. He should have been got canceled. He should have been saw consequences. He should have been faced repercussions, not because of his support of Drake, but because of his bootlicking, because of his buck dancing, because of him steady throwing black folks under the bus and acting like racism isn't a problem. Shaq has done that on several occasions. And he tries to appeal to anti-black conservatives. That's why he reacts to Tom McDonald. MAGA rap at the core. Tom McDonald is a MAGA version of Tekashi 6ix9ine. And everybody know it. And the only reason why No Life Shaq reacts to Tom McDonald is because he knows that his audience is full of people just like Tom McDonald. A lot of anti-black conservative white folks who use the word woke in a completely different way than what black people first use that word in a completely different way than what we first used that word as. Because being woke was a term of endearment amongst black people. It was a word that we would use to acknowledge a black man who was conscious, or a black man or black woman who was conscious of what was affecting our communities, what was happening to our people around us. We use that term to address anybody who was knowledgeable and had knowledge of self and knowledge of everything that was going on in our communities, and how to fix certain things and all of that. Oh, that brother woke, that sister woke. And then anti-black conservative white folks hijack that word in order for it to mean anything that is not it's not alt-right. Anything that's not anti-black or right-wing, anything that's not right-winged, they call woke. To me, woke is just another word for it. It's just another phrase. It's just another, it's a synonym for the N-word to me. The word woke is a synonym for the N-word to me. And Tom McDonald get on his songs talking about how he tired of this, woke that. And YouTubers like Stevie Knight, Tyrone Magnus, and the Cartier family, and No Life Shaq, they fall in line with that. They play into that type of rhetoric. Oh, everything is too woke. Shaq is a clown. No Life Shaq is a clown, and he been got called out initially, and you can see how he panders, because I remember when he got exposed for liking a Lil Pump song back in the day. Some Lil Pump song called S Get It or something like that, right? And Shaq was going crazy. Oh my gosh, Oshpikosh, Jesus, Zetus Lapidus, oh my gosh, holy guacamole, Jesus, oh Jesus Christ, at every bar that dang on half whatever. I shouldn't even call it a bar. At everything Lil Pump was saying, Shaq was going off, acting like it was the most brilliant thing he ever heard in his life. But after Shaq gained an audience of Eminem fans, he tried to act like he hated everything that was mumble rap. And then somebody found a video of him, because he used to trash Lil Pump after his YouTube channel got big from Eminem supporters. And then somebody found out, oh, you was liking Lil Pump at one minute. At one moment, you were liking him. And somebody exposed Shaq. And when Shaq got exposed with that, he tried to make that video where he was loving Lil Pump. He tried to make the video private. And then when everybody caught on to that, he made the video public again and tried to act like we didn't hear what we were really hearing. I didn't say that. I just was... No, bro, we not stupid. But a lot of them follow the same formula, Cartier family. What is a group of young black men in their early 20s? Why are they listening to Tom McDonald? Why are they listening to Ben Shapiro raps? To raps from Ben Shapiro acting like it's the greatest thing in the world? Why are they listening to Thomas Sowell? Why are they doing it? One of the brothers on the Cartier family is a brother of Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity like me. He a noob, right? And when you know anything about this organization, founded by 10 men at Indiana University in the Ku Klux Klan backyard, founded by 10 black men, organization to make black folks realize we could be more than just labor workers. We can be educators, dentists, lawyers, journalists, all of the above. When you a part of an organization like that, an organization that fought for black folks and fought for black folks to be able to be in certain positions and black men to be in certain professions, and you get on your YouTube channel and you pander to anti-black conservatives who can't stand black people, you're doing yourself a big disservice. You're looking like a clown out here. Shaq been looking like a clown for a minute. And what happened was he started his channel and he realized as soon as Lord Jamar said that Eminem was a guest in the House of Hip Hop, because he is, because hip hop is a black art form. When Lord Jamar said that, and I don't even like a lot of the stuff that Lord Jamar has said, like his Trump support is, his Trump supporting is outrageous, it's egregious, it's clowned out. Lord Jamar says, and the flat earth stuff, he's done a lot of clowned out things that I've called out on his channel. But he was right in saying that Eminem was a guest in the House of Hip Hop. There were a lot of Eminem fans who didn't like that. So they were looking for anybody to validate their feelings about Eminem being a hip hop great and that he belonged. They were looking for anybody who would validate that Eminem was not a guest in the House of Hip Hop. And Shaq, Tyrone Magnus, Stevie Knight, they were all individuals that validated their feelings. And all of those YouTubers that I named, Tyrone Magnus, Stevie Knight, No Life Shaq, they realized the play. Half of Eminem fans are anti-black conservatives, even though Eminem can't stand Donald Trump and Eminem can't stand conservatives. He can't stand conservatives. Eminem does not make music for them, but they still love him, even though he can't stand. He's made it be known where his politics align. He supported Kamala Harris, right? But half of Eminem's fan base is anti-black conservatives. And so they figured out, now that I got my Eminem support over here, now that I've reacted to a lot of Eminem videos and I'm acting like this is my first time ever listening to Eminem, now that I've done that, I can appeal to them in another way. I can react to anti-black conservative stuff. I can react to content where people are calling black people nothing but degenerates. And they will love it and they will help grow my channel. And that's what they've all done. And Shaq been on here buck dancing, been on here hard shoe raccooning for years. And now he finally getting called out about Drake. He should have been getting called out for the other stuff.